Welcome to the Vernon Hills Update. The update offers information about a variety of village services. You'll meet a few of your neighbors and you'll find out about upcoming events. On today's show, we'll meet the volunteers who are planning this year's summer celebration, planned for July 13th through the 16th in Century Park. We'll check in with Community Development Director Joe Carey for a quick review of the village's development process, as well as a rundown on some of the projects in the works around town. We'll find out about a variety of summer fun activities in store for our community, including the free Arbor Theater concert series, the 4th of July parade and fireworks show, and our outdoor French market held Saturday mornings at the Metro Station. And we'll check out the Motors on Milwaukee Cruise Night, planned for the last Wednesday of each month through September. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.
Well, it is almost summer celebration time, which we all look forward to here in Vernon Hills. July 13th through the 16th in Century Park. That's when to mark your calendars. But that's been something that's been being worked on all the way since last year. We're with a group of volunteers. And let me repeat that, volunteers who make summer celebration happen. Most of the time, you'll have a company come in and take care of this kind of work. They're festival companies that come in, but we always use our own people right here in town, and you guys volunteer. And I want to take a moment to just go around and have you introduce yourself to the crowd in Vernon Hills so they know who you are and kind of what you've been working on.
Kathy Zarillo, I'm the chairperson. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I just oversee the rest of the committee and make sure that we meet all of our deadlines and get ready for the event.
20 years. That's pretty good.
It's a long time.
A long time. And then, but that leads us to the next person. Next to you, you have somebody who's assisting you this year. We got a new volunteer.
Hi, my name is Jamie Nieves. This is my first year, and I will be assisting Kathy.
Excellent. And now we've met you before. You're our volunteer lady.
Danielle Wells. It's my third, I think, summer with Summercell, doing the volunteers directing. I do the website also for it, signup.com. I get that all taken care of, up and running, and it is up and running right now. So
People could, if they're watching, they could go and sign up right now.
yes, you can sign up now. All the spots are open, and they're up there for anybody who has time this summer to volunteer for our event.
We will come back and talk to you about volunteers again. So introduce yourself again, sir.
This is Brandon Atkins. I've been in the committee for 5 years. I'm a grounds and logistics director.
And you know a little bit also about other things going on, so we might come back to you and talk.
Yep.
That's what happens when you've been on this or you're related to somebody who's on this committee, you're on this committee. How about you?
Hi, I'm Gretchen Grata. I've been on the committee for, I think, 4 years and volunteering for I don't know how many. I work with children's entertainment, and so come up and see us on Saturday and Sunday.
We'll talk some more about children's entertainment in a minute. Now, Jamie, introduce yourself, Jamie, but you've got the fun job here.
Yes, I'm Jamie Atkins. I'm the entertainment director, and I've been on the committee now probably for the last 8 years, I want to say, and I love doing it. So it's.
You're the lady that'll tell us the bands.
I will. I will be telling you the band.
We're all waiting with bated breath. So, and how about you, Kyle?
Hello, I'm Kyle Suchland. This is my first year. I'm the assistant food director. I've been volunteering for a long time, but this is my first official year.
Yeah, you have been volunteering for a long time. You know the ins and outs of this whole thing here. So, okay, so now we know who you all, and you've got a few other people on your committee as well. That we've got quite a group because you've got Corinne Papik.
Corinne Papik, and she's helping a lot of new people, trying to diversify our team because we're finding we're getting bogged down on things. So Corinne is going to come in and help us with the volunteers, especially during the event when we bring the volunteers in. We have to get them into the booths or wherever they need to be, so we need people logistically running people back and forth. So Corinne is going to help us with that.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's go back to volunteers. You guys are volunteers. You've been having meetings since before the last Summercell closed. You've been planning, you've been getting the bands, you've been figuring out how to do this stuff, making it better and tweaking everything every year. But you could always use help on this committee. Is this the kind of place where if I wanted to get involved in my community a little bit more, there's a place for me that I could help out a little bit here?
We usually suggest if someone's interested in joining this committee that they come out and volunteer during the event so they have an idea of what they're getting themselves into. It looks easy, but it's very time consuming and it can be stressful. But we usually ask, come on out and volunteer, get to know us and see if something will work out. Maybe you can give us something that we don't have already.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, you've even got like a social media, you've got a Snapchat presence and everything else. That's something new, right, Kyle?
Right.
Well, let's talk about volunteering. So some of the roles that people can take for like a shorter stint of a volunteer. Tell me what some of the jobs are somebody could do for this.
Okay, we have carnival ticket volunteers. The shifts aren't that long. You'd be selling wristbands and tickets to the kids and adults that want to go on the rides. We have beer ticket sales. That's also booths related, so you'll be in a booth for not too long. And then we have beer pourers that pour the beer and serve the beverages to everybody, take the tickets. So that's basically our volunteers. Also, Gretchen's Kids Crafts, we can always use volunteers for that also Saturday and Sunday under the beer tent.
So if somebody wants to volunteer, you can go online and you can plug your name in and take a shift.
Yep. Signup.com already has an event created. It's Summer Cell 2017. You just find that event, click on it, and it'll take you right to the days and times that we need volunteers for.
And you're all linked up on your Facebook and on the website.
Yeah, the link is on our Facebook page and also on the Summer Celebration website.
Okay, excellent. Well, since she mentioned the kids' time, and the kids' time is fun and it's wild, and you've got some your face painters and your balloon artists are like renowned, but you get people in there. So I know one of the things you like to say is get there, get in line, but don't be sad if you don't get your turn.
Yeah, it does. We like to say we have one of the most amazing face painters. I'd say Sue Nolan comes out every year. She's a staple. If you love face painting, she's one of the best, but get there early and get in line. All of the entertainment that we provide on Saturday and Sunday afternoons are geared towards children and families. Free crafts. We have a petting zoo on Sunday. We have a children's entertainment and game show. We have live music. There's just a lot of things that are going on, and it's a really great time.
And when you said like the game shows at A to Z Entertainment, they provide that free too.
Now A to Z, Howard with A to Z Entertainment, they're local. They're a staple too. They come out every year. He provides the music and entertainment under the stage after things are cooling down in the evenings. Everybody loves that dance music, and then he's out there with us with the kids on the weekend. He has a crew that comes in. They have an actual game show set up, and the kids are playing actively out there, buzzer games, all kinds of things, and everybody's involved. It's a lot of fun, and Howard drives all of it. He's great.
Well, and when you think about that, the kids stuff is free, the music is free. The one thing you do have to pay for your beverages and your food. Now, who can speak to like what kind of food we can have? If you've never been here before, who can talk about food?
Talk about food.
Good.
So, we have our typical carnival food that you're always going to get, your corn, your funnel cakes, and we have a lot of our local new restaurants that are out that you can always try a sample of. And then when it comes times after the festival, it's great to eat locally around the community, which there's a lot of restaurants.
Yeah,
So
those are the nights you don't have to cook.
correct. Those are the nights that, after you get off work late, you can go. Yeah. So we love to give everyone a sample of what's around the town. So after the event, they can always be local business, shopping at local businesses.
Very cool. Very cool. And we will have a refreshment tent for more geared to the adults. I assume that's coming back. The beer will be the coldest beer in town, correct?
Yeah, so biggest beer tent in Lake County, 210 feet long, always going to stay right there. Beer has been ordered, and we're going to have a lot of the same beers. We are always looking for new suggestions and ideas around some more microbrews and small breweries. So we're always working towards that, but it's going to be the same staple beers, your Miller Lite, Coors Light, Blue Moon, and Lion and Coolest Summer Shandy.
Do you have wine?
There is wine and Mike's Hard Lemonade as well.
Okay, so there you go. You've just heard about the food. You've heard about the beverages. You've heard about the kids' stuff. You've heard how to volunteer. You've heard how they've been working on it. Now let's talk about the bands. Okay, are you ready? Okay.
On Thursday night, we'll have Hello Weekend. We had them last year, and they were a big hit, so we're excited to have them back again. On Friday, we're having Henneberry open for Mike and Joe. Local bands, they're always a big hit. Mike and Joe always draws a great crowd, so we're very excited about that. And for Saturday, we have the Verve Pipe opening for Toad the Wet Sprocket. So it's going to be a great show. Come on out, grab your drinks, grab your food, sit down, and enjoy it.
Well, let's tell people, and if they haven't been there before, First of all, I know Verve Pipe and Toad the Red Sprocket, they're kind of geared a little bit, it's music that was before my time a little bit, but it's really listenable music. So if you like music, you're going to love it.
Oh yeah, it's a 90s band. It's going to draw a very good crowd, and sometimes people are surprised that they play they play this song, they play this song, so it's going to be a great show.
Yeah, and if you go to the Summer Cell website, oftentimes you guys will have little snippets too, where you'll see, because you can kind of get yourself geared up.
Yes, we already have some links on there and some clips and things like that. So please tune to our website. And also on Sunday, we're not doing a band this year, but stay tuned to our website and Facebook because we might be doing a karaoke or something fun like that. So stay tuned to that.
Well, and when we talk about the bands are free. You don't have to buy a ticket. You just come into the grounds. People bring their blankets, their lawn chairs.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's a free event. Again, the only thing, your beverages, so come early, get your beverages as that line will start to pick up fast, but yes.
Oh, excellent. So yeah, and it does fill up. It's a really neat venue. It's right by the Big Bear Lake, but it's beautiful out there. So is there going to be fireworks? Are we going to have a fireworks show?
We are going to have a fireworks show Thursday night, probably around 9:15, 9:30. As soon as it dusks, the mayor will be up there and announce the fireworks. And then maybe Brandon would like to talk about our Sunday events, the car show and
that's right.
the
Are we gonna
bag tournament.
Okay, we're going to have car show again this year.
Yes, so, well, hopefully this year, weather permitting. We did get rained out last year. So the car show will be Sunday morning around 9 a.m. And then following that, we have a bags tournament as well that we've done for a couple years past. It's been pretty popular on the grounds, starting typically about 1:30 or 2 o'clock.
Now, the car show, I think you can just sign up when you get there. If you've got wheels that are special, you can just show up. But the bags, you want people to sign up ahead.
Yeah, the bags you can sign up when you get there. We encourage to sign up ahead just so we can get an accurate bracket filled out. Both events are free to join. The car show, we're typically asking for donations for a charity that we're sponsoring. Haven't quite finalized that yet. And with the bags tournament, we get a lot of donations for prizes for the top 3 teams, and a lot of local restaurants and stores sponsor it with different coupons and things like that. So it's a lot of fun for people to come out and enjoy a Sunday, play some bags, have some beer, and have a good day.
Excellent. Well, and when we think about that, the community, you guys, of course, put your blood, sweat, and tears into this. There's a lot of organizations out there that have always supported this really strongly. Just like we said, A to Z in all these places. You've got people that donate prizes. You've got the Vernon Hills Park District out there with the hole-in-one for the SRACLC. You've got a lot of things happening that it's really a community festival. So if you haven't been to it, it's going to look different than another town's festival because it is very much a Vernon Hills hometown get together with your neighbor thing.
That is true.
Yeah, so.
You'll always run into someone you know there. I have yet to go and walk through that beer tent and not know 1 or 2 people.
That's where everybody is.
Or even the carnival. I'm walking through the carnival where all the kids are. You learn and you meet a lot of people doing this.
Yeah. Well, this is. I'd have to say, every year you guys talk, and I know you put a lot into it. You're here tonight for a meeting on after you've been at work all day. Well, we appreciate as people from Vernon Hills who get to go and enjoy this. Thank you for taking the time for doing it, and we appreciate that. And if somebody wants to get involved, remember, this is take a 2-hour shift in the ticket booth. It's air conditioned in there. You'll see all your neighbors. You'll see the world go by. So it's really something fun to do. So if somebody wants to know more, go to the website, go to the Facebook, call the Village Hall, check up on these guys. But let's get involved, and also let's make sure we go out and enjoy and have a great time at Summer Celebration. So thank you all very much for all the work you're doing.
Thank you very much.
We are at the Vernon Hills Village Hall to talk with Joe Carey. He is our Assistant Village Manager as well as our Development Director. We're going to talk development today, Joe, so thanks for taking the time.
Absolutely.
And before we talk about some of those projects, we kind of like to go through the projects that are coming through in the timelines. But can we talk a little bit about what development means here in town? Because we'll see you like when somebody comes before the board or whatever, but I know you're working behind the scenes sometimes for years on people. So can you talk a little bit about what you do as far as outreach?
Sure. I mean, so one of my primary responsibilities is to help attract and retain businesses into the community. As many individuals know, we do not have a local property tax, and nor do we plan to have one, which means attracting and retaining businesses is vital to our community and to the success of our overall operations within the village of Vernon Hills. Part of that is outreach to businesses to help attract them to town, either in a vacant site or an existing building, and also match what their needs are with what available properties we have in store. Sometimes it takes a matter of months, sometimes years, and the important thing is that at the staff level, we get them to a point where we can bring them to the village board for consideration and hopefully, ultimately approval. In a location that is suitable for them as well as for the village, and also meets our aesthetic guidelines that we have, which is vital to the success of any of our developments, is ensuring that the architecture and the site plan meet the characteristics of our community.
Well, that's a good case in point is if you were at the village board meeting or were watching online, you saw that the representatives from Aldi Grocery, which is a discount grocer, but it's very hipster right now. Everybody loves the Aldi. They actually were talking to the village board about potentially coming in up by in the Greg's Landing, shops of Greg's Landing. Can we talk about that and about that process where they are?
Absolutely. So right now they're at the concept level stage. What that essentially means is no formal action or vote has been taken as of yet. Village staff has been working with them on the site plan as well as some architectural changes. They appeared before the village board recently to discuss at a concept level stage their interest in moving to town and constructing a brand new building. We did talk to them about a number of other properties in town. Vacant Sports Authority would be one example. And unfortunately, they have opted to construct brand new up further north adjacent to the Menards property, and because that's really where they feel they'll be most successful. And they certainly know their market better than we do, and so that's their proposal. It did go through review by the village board at the committee of the whole. This is just the very beginning stage, so no formal vote's been taken. It's now going to move to a technical review stage. That's when staff will internally review engineering drawings, architectural site plan drawings, and landscape drawings to ensure that what we have is going to be the best that we can get. And so that's going to be about a 60 to 90-day process that will culminate in a Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, which is a public hearing. After that, if it's recommended for approval or denial, that recommendation will go back to the village board for a decision.
And I know at different stages, sometimes it kind of bounces back and forth as people, as you know, the plans are fine-tuned or as residents weigh in more strongly on things, and then so things kind of adjust all through that process.
Absolutely. I mean, community engagement is vital for these, and communication is already taking place with the adjacent HOAs, communicating with them about upcoming developments. We like to have scheduled meetings with them to review drawings. As maybe many viewers might have seen, one of our residents, Chet Liss, appeared at the concept stage addressing so many concerns as relates to the architecture. And it's really up to us to make sure that those concerns are addressed through the technical review process.
Okay, and when we talk about that review, one of the things I know they also, you mentioned you had tried to market some open areas that we'd like to fill up, but oftentimes, like you said, they have a particular place they want to be, or the demolition costs outweigh the construction costs or whatever. But I know that one of the things Aldi said was good was they want to be by all those grocery stores. And sometimes we as residents, we think, oh, we've got too many, one's going to cannibalize the other. But time and time again, we keep hearing that these retailers, when my competitor's there, that's exactly where I want to be. And we just keep hearing that.
That's true. I mean, we've seen that either, most notably, fast food chains always like to be next to, Burger King likes to be next to McDonald's and vice versa. And that really is a market condition that they like to be known and be visible by other entities. And it creates a sense of choice, and it allows a marketplace to thrive and be successful, is that competition allows for them to both compete for the services and the goods that residents are looking for. And hopefully they'll both be successful, and certainly that's up to them to be successful.
We try to make the right climate and then go from there. So let's talk about another place in town that is on a different part of its life cycle, because it was decades of marketing for the corner of Route 60 in Milwaukee. Just the empty Cuneo property, I know for years and years and years we were trying to get everything in there, from a hotel to a conference center, whatever. That was a long behind the scenes process because it was such an expensive place. But now ground is broken, and we're on the way with Melody Farms. Can we talk a little bit about that process and the TIF district and where we are and all that?
Sure. I mean, this has been a long, ongoing effort. I know our comprehensive plan has identified the northeast corner as the crown jewel of our community. And the reason for that is quite simply that 50 acres of land adjacent to 2 state roadways that's undeveloped just isn't seen in Lake County or many other places throughout the state. This was a vital opportunity for us to present a really unique development that incorporates both a mix residential as well as retail. Focus Development and Regency Centers are the 2 parties that we have partnered with. Focus will be constructing 265 executive-style apartments on the north end of the site plan. And then Regency Centers is constructing approximately 274,000 square feet of retail, including a Whole Foods anchor, Nordstrom Rack, REI, and Home Goods, to name just several. Update on leasing operations. They are already over 50% leased for the site. We've heard a lot of great buzz throughout the retail community about the site. A lot of sites right now within the village are competing against them because everyone wants to come to the brand new shopping center. They've seen the drawings, they've seen the architecture. There's a lot of excitement about what's going there. And not only just the excitement of the new stores, but also the infrastructure improvements that will be taking place as part of that. This is over a $200 million development, and of that, there will be significant road improvements that will be done along Milwaukee Avenue and Town Line Road, including a dual left turn lanes at the Milwaukee and Town Line intersection, a designated right turn lane from northbound Milwaukee to eastbound Town Line, as well as a number of other improvements that should greatly reduce the headaches that we've all experienced trying to navigate that intersection.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll get better and it won't get more congested. So that's the idea.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, and to help with that, I know the village did make pledges, $18 million worth of pledges over different points in the schedule toward the developer to help this. And bids went out, and taxable general obligation bonds were sold, and the good news is they came in at a really good rate.
They really did. I mean, the market rate that we saw was a 3.5% taxable note that has been issued. It'll be a savings of $1.7 million for the village due to that lower interest rate. And a lot of that has to do with our AAA bond rating, which was reaffirmed by our rating agencies. And that really is just a testament to our financial accountability and the methods that we use to ensure that we're fiscally responsible with our taxpayer dollars.
And when we talk about a taxable general obligation bond, most communities would then just turn around and pay for the interest on that off of property tax. Understand that Vernon Hills always goes through the process to get a better rate, but they always abate the tax. So there still will be no property tax levied by the village of Vernon Hills.
That is correct.
We can't say that enough, because I know there's other bodies that are doing a lot of taxing, and sometimes we do get a little property tax wary here in town, so it's to understand that the village does not and will continue not to. So.
Our village board is very, very respectful of the tax burden our residents face. You hear about it all the time. You hear it down in Springfield, talks of property tax rate freezes and the like. The one thing that our village board has done a great job on is holding the line on taxes, ensuring that the impact is not felt by them.
So there's a lot of stuff we're going to see happen at that corner, but we're probably not going to see anything where we as residents or retail shoppers are going to be able to go into for, when do they think they're going to open?
It'll probably be an 18-month construction timeline. They've already started moving dirt, as I'm sure many folks have noticed. They do have a very aggressive timeline, and knock on wood for a mild winter. I think they'll be opening doors sooner than we think.
Okay, that's exciting. That's a lot to look at. When we go back up the street too, you had mentioned Menards too. That's another place we have seen some big precast concrete walls go up quite quickly at the Menards site. Is there any update on how that's going?
So far, it's been going very well. I know Menards has started construction, as well as Chase Bank, which is located more immediately adjacent to Milwaukee Avenue on a second lot in that development. So far, it's gone very well. I know they're anticipating opening up next year, and they seem to be moving pretty quickly to that end.
Well, let's talk about some things that we had open. We had an old Circuit City down Milwaukee, and now Ashley Furniture has moved over to that. I was kind of glad to see that, because oftentimes those freestanding boxes are really hard to fill, but that was kind of a nice thing that happened.
Yeah, we were really excited to see Ashley Furniture able to stay within town and relocate and really help modernize the building that they moved to.
And it's sometimes it does appear easier for the centers to rent out the strip mall places, because they can go with somebody that's smaller. But those big boxes are tough. Speaking of big boxes, Gordman's, which is behind, it's the old theater if you've been here for a while. Gordman's has said they're going out of business. So can we talk about what's happening at that site?
Sure, and this is pretty exciting news. So right now, as many people might be aware of, Gordman's is kind of farther back in the River Tree shopping center, and it's kind of led some difficulties in marketing and the like. But fortunately, with the announcement that Gordman's was closing, we've had two tenants who have expressed interest and are moving forward with moving into the building. One of them is Fly Zone, which is a indoor trampoline park, as well as Little Kickers, which is indoor soccer. Those will actually be appearing before the Planning and Zoning Commission in June for a public hearing to discuss that proposal. So we should see occupancy, if everything goes well, this year.
That is exciting, because oftentimes those, like I said, those big boxes are harder because the demolition costs or the renovation costs sometimes are prohibitive, so people like to go someplace else.
Right. And Gordman's did a lot of renovation work, so it's a pretty new looking building. So fortunately, the new tenants will have a minimal amount of work that they'll need to do, really just discussing signage and a little bit of architecture. But fortunately, it's a pretty brand new looking building, and I think it'll be a great addition to that shopping center.
Well, let's also talk, Rust-Oleum is one of our biggest corporate headquarters here in town, and they're expanding again. Is that what I've heard?
That's correct. I mean, they've seen just a tremendous amount of growth over the last, probably 5 or 10 years. We've seen a number of different proposals to expand their parking lot, expand their facilities, and this new addition that they're proposing is just another add-on to that. And it's just seen a tremendous amount of growth, and it's a real success story to our community.
Sometimes we forget that is the corporate headquarters. I mean, because we're so used to seeing them, we're so used to the charity that they give around town. But to understand that they're right here in our midst. There's a Neal Enterprises. We've driven down Route 45, that's another one. That's a corporation here in town that's just moving to a bigger, newer location. So if you've driven down and you've seen those walls go up very quickly.
That's right. They are right now currently located off of Bunker Court, and if you drive by there, you can see that they're busting at the seams. So, any opportunity we have to allow a business to continue to be in the village and be successful, we always welcome that opportunity.
Especially when you hear so many businesses moving away, it's nice to hear somebody expanding or staying here with a new facility. That's wonderful. So, and we talked about. Let's talk about River's Edge Condominium Apartments. That's a beautiful building that's down Milwaukee. I know there's been work on there as far as the owners wanting to expand, but that's in the process of discussion yet?
So it's appeared at the Planning and Zoning Commission level. There was a recommendation made by them. Due to the recommendation that was made by the commission, which was not a favorable recommendation, the developer has come back to village staff and asked to work on a site plan that might more meet the concerns that were raised by adjacent homeowners. So we're actually moving forward with that. We anticipate that going to the village board at the committee of the whole at the first meeting in June. So we're looking to have that discussion be continued and hopefully have a successful outcome that will meet the needs of both the residents and the developer.
Communication is key on all those things. And as we talk about that, there's a lot of, think about the other properties. We've got, Greg's Landing is still building out. Port Clinton Place, that looks like it's pretty much under control. Is everything at Port Clinton Place in that area at 45 and Milwaukee, is that kind of getting wrapped up now?
Almost. So they're just wrapping up the construction of 27 new townhomes. And then there's still a remaining unbuilt multifamily apartment building that has not been constructed as of yet. It has been approved. There's still some ongoing discussions with the developer, with the village. And so we're hopeful to see that move forward as well.
And another big area is the Oaks, also a little further up 45. That looks like, is that also built out at this point? Are they done, or are there more buildings coming?
That is all built out. We know they've done a really great job, and it's been a pretty successful development so far.
It looks to be so. Talking about other places, Loyola Cuneo Mansion. We haven't heard anything really about that too much in the news, but that's the subdivision that Loyola has parceled off. Is that still going to happen?
It is. So that was approved earlier this year. That's 128 single-family homes that will be located just immediately adjacent north of the Cuneo Mansion. Cuneo Mansion will still be owned by Loyola. Actually, more recently, Pulte Homes received final plat and plan approval in front of the village board. So that really means they're all set to go to submit for a building permit. That's really the next step, and they can start moving dirt and really moving forward with the project.
Okay, so that's something we're going to be watching on, I guess, right now. And one thing that's been really exciting, Yu's Mandarin Restaurant has been like, we waited a while for them to open their doors, but they have been going like gangbusters, and I'm sure you've heard a lot of good things too.
We have, and certainly experienced it as well. I mean, they've done a great job. I mean, it's been a long time coming. I know we've heard a lot of residents talk about, when are they going to open, and I really think that everyone's, what they hope was certainly for the business owner's perspective, what they hoped they would achieve through volume of sales and just community outreach and support has far exceeded their expectations.
Well, the lot is certainly always full, I will tell you. So, and let's talk to, before we end with just general information, we've talked about public hearings and communication and all that. One of the potential developments here in town that drew a lot of public support was a behavioral health hospital to come in one of the office buildings over off Milwaukee. And that had a lot of support at a planning and zoning meeting, and I believe the next step is to go to the village board. So can we talk about that process there?
Sure. So the proposed behavioral hospital would be located at 300 North Milwaukee Avenue, which is just adjacent to the CDW property, as well as Baxter Credit Union. And they're proposing a 100-bed inpatient facility with the average patient stay of 7 to 10 business days. It's a secure facility. The village has met with the local high school numerous times, both on-site at the proposed property as well as at Village Hall, to discuss and kind of weigh their concerns. At the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting that was held back in April, the outreach that we received of members of the community who were supportive of the development was huge. We had over 30 members of the public speak. With the exception of several individuals, most were supportive. There is, however, an online petition that was created with a large number of individuals who also are not supportive. And so there is a mixture of community members who feel both ways. Because of that, a lot of internal conversations have happened at the staff level to tour their U.S. Health Vet's existing facility and displays to really understand what the patient model will be, how it's currently being done. Due to that, as well as some other outreach efforts we're working on, that item won't appear in front of the committee of the whole until July 18th, I believe. So it'll be the second village board meeting in July, and that'll be at the committee of the whole level. So it's important, I guess, for viewers to understand kind of how our process works. After the concept review stage, we go through a technical review stage. It's where internally staff reviews, and we kind of really get into the weeds on what the development is. After that, it goes to a Planning and Zoning Commission, and that's kind of the second opportunity for members of the public to really talk about the issue and address it. After that, the recommendations made by the Planning and Zoning Commission, that goes to a committee of the whole, which is made up of our village board members. It's at that time that a recommendation by the commission is really reviewed by the village board and is an opportunity, again, for residents to speak up, address their concerns, and see kind of how they want to move forward. So we're at that level of stage. So even on July 18th, no formal vote will take place. That will have to happen at a following board meeting. This is just one more step in the process for residents and for community members to be engaged and voice their concerns or support of the project.
Okay, so that's another place, July 18th. So that's a little bit different than it's been on the schedule, so everybody should be aware of that. And oftentimes people, if they don't feel comfortable coming and standing up and speaking at a board meeting, you have email. I know people are always contacting you. So can we talk about how a person that's sitting out there that wants to know more or wants to just share something, what's the best way to get a hold of you guys?
You know, by me, phone or email is always the best bet. Email is always something I can check in the middle of the night. Phone, not always as much, but certainly we're accountable to our residents, and it's important to make sure we're responsive, and either by email, by phone. Certainly there's some residents I've spoken to who have said, I have concerns about topics. I want to voice my concerns. I don't want to speak in public with those concerns because they just don't like public speaking. Many people don't. And so this is an opportunity where I say, send me an email. Be happy to make sure that message gets passed along to our village board members, can be made a matter of record, so that individuals who might ask, hey, who else has had concerns? That's something that we always welcome. We certainly understand that, life is more than just a village board meeting for a lot of people. I'm sure they have other obligations that they have than attend a night meeting, but that's okay. That's why we have emails. That's why we have the ability to make sure that they still have a voice.
That's good. Everybody remember, you get involved, pay attention, get involved. A good place to go and get information, including being able to watch those village board meetings. It's sometimes wonderful to just be able to watch it at a different time and not have to get up and get over here. Not that you're not welcome over here, but it is easy to just click on the website. And speaking of that, as we're going forward, there is going to be a new look on the website, so everybody should check that out.
Yeah, starting in May, we're going to be rolling out the new village website. It's going to be a kind of a new, fresh look for the village website, which I think is going to be a really great addition. We've had a current website layout for about 4 years, which in technology terms is pretty old. Just the changing in technology, the change in looks. Wanting to have a website that's mobile friendly, that can be used on everything from a tablet to an iPad to your old desktop computer is really important. We want to make sure that individuals can go to our website no matter what type of communication or technology they have, and this website will really make it user-friendly to do that.
Yeah, I was going to say we've looked through everything on there, and there is so much content. There's so much information on the village website to figure out how to organize it so that a user can find it quickly and really educate themselves. The new look really does it. Just the way it lays out the windows and everything. Just technology has changed. It's easier. The interface is easier, so it's going to be nice to have that and have everybody be able to look up information and be educated.
No, we're excited about it. Certainly residents are always welcome to give us a call if they have questions. That's what we're all about. But at the same time, having a website that is, easily accessible to people is really important to make sure that people are feeling engaged and getting the information they need or are looking for.
Well, it is a busy time, so we won't keep you any longer because there is so much going on. But if you want to know more, as he said, go online, give him a call. If you see him, ask him questions. But the most important thing is that we just stay up to date and aware in our community. So thank you for everything going on. We'll come back and talk, and we'll get some updates later in the fall. But thank you, and looks like it's going to be a busy summer around here.
That's right. Thank you.
We are over at Sears Auto Center at Hawthorne Mall, and we're with the guys that know all about cars. We're with Santos Rodriguez and Dan Mead, who have been the driving force behind Motors on Milwaukee Cruise Night. We think, what do we think this year is for this thing?
The 5th year.
Nice. I go with that, 5th year. So, and it gets bigger and better every year. Let's tell people what we do is once a month you guys just gather anybody who's interested, really, who likes wheels, they can show up over here.
Absolutely. 4th Wednesday of the month, we do a cruise night over here at Hawthorne Center, right outside the Sears Auto Center. sponsored by the Summer Celebration Committee. Anybody who likes cars, has a car that's cool, bring it, show it, hang out, have some pizza with Sbarros, and listen to some good music.
Nice. And it isn't like you have to sign up ahead of time. You can just, if the spirit moves, you show up on these cruise nights.
That's right. You can show up, motorcycle, truck, car, come on out. All we ask is that you guys bring out lightly used coats and canned goods to help out the homeless veterans.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So you guys have been, you're the car show with a heart. You've been doing this all 5 years. You collect coats and things for the veterans for the Veterans Closet. So that's still going on.
Absolutely. Not only coats, they collect shoes, socks, T-shirts, underwear, and stuff like that. Goes to the Veterans Closet over there in North Chicago. Then we also collect non-perishable goods for the Vernon area food pantry.
Excellent. So that's something people can just bring that stuff and drop off. There's no entrance fee to get in here and look at the cars either. You just show up.
No, it's absolutely free. Bring your family, bring the kids. Come on down. We always have a good time. Like he said, we'll have good music. We'll have good food out here, and it's always fun.
Well, and it is, a lot of the community comes out. You've got prizes. I know you've got some wonderful sponsors, including Sears.
Sears, we have, they always donate raffle prizes. The mall allows us to be here, which is great. And thanks to the village for letting us have this too.
Exactly. And BVG Motorsports, they're always doing stuff here.
Absolutely, they're our promoter for the show, so they kind of manage it and help us out.
Okay, excellent. So if anybody wants to show a car, see a car, help the veterans, look at the schedule. Though I know you guys got a Facebook page, because I know car lovers don't like to come out if it looks like bad weather. So check the Facebook page, but you guys keep that updated.
We always have that updated. You could always go on our website or our Facebook page, and also on BGV Motorsports webpage. Also, I think the village has it on their website too.
So thank you guys. Thank you for another great year of car shows. Make sure you step out last Wednesday of the month over here at Sears. You can't miss it. And it's a lot of fun, and help the veterans while you're doing it. So thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Well, we are here at Village Hall to talk to Lisa Fishback about summer stuff. It's finally time to talk summer stuff, Lisa. And one of the things we like to come to you for is the Arbor Theater Concert Series. That's the free concerts that we have at the Arbor Theater all summer long. Tell us what's in store there.
Well, our first concert is scheduled for June 22nd. We have Generation, the 60s band, which has been a family favorite, very interactive band.
Yeah, they've been here before. It gets people dancing.
Oh, yes, gets people out of dancing. We've also got Rockstar Rodeos this summer. We've got Final Say. We have Saturday June Band, and we have the Dueling Pianos, which is also a very family favorite.
Okay, explain to people that dueling pianos, because the other ones, you kind of get a good mix of music, but dueling pianos is a little different.
Oh, you can request piano or songs from the piano, and then they will play them, and they get you out dancing, and it's just fun. The pianos they duel each other, and they have it's very entertaining and very family friendly.
Well, all the concerts are family friendly. So let's talk about the venue. The fact is, you don't pay for a ticket. You just show up. People bring out, the blankets and the picnics, and they make a night of it.
Right. The Arbor Theater is located at 75 Fairway Drive here in Vernon Hills, just north of the athletic complex. There is free parking, and the concerts themselves are free. They are on Thursday evenings from 7 to 9 p.m., and we encourage you to bring your blankets and maybe a cooler and enjoy the show. Lawn chairs. It's a grass venue, so sit on the hill and enjoy the free concerts. And bring out the family, the neighbors, the friends, and make a nice evening of it.
I know you see the bikes heading down the bike path always for that Thursday concert. Sometimes you forget it's ready to go. They're all on Thursday. And then you hear the music, and everybody jumps on their bike and heads over.
Oh yes, oh yeah.
Well, and again, that concert schedule is on the website. Also, if it rains, not that it's going to rain, but should it rain,
If it rains, we have an alternate location at 635 Aspen Drive over at the Sullivan Center. So we will post signs up at the venue if it's going to rain, or if it has rained or anything, or if there's any bad weather that we need to move it. And concerts are just moved over there.
Yeah, well, sometimes with all the electronics and all the acoustics and everything, you gotta kind of watch out for that stuff.
Right, right.
But we've had a really good track record on that. So, and thank you to the Sullivan Center for always just being available for that.
Oh,
so.
absolutely. They do a wonderful job, and we really appreciate their assistance.
Yeah, exactly. The Park District makes sure the show always goes on. Well, another big summer thing, 4th of July this year is on a Tuesday, and we are going to celebrate here in Vernon Hills on a Tuesday, July 4th, and that'll be our big parade. Can we talk about that?
Sure. The parade steps off in the Deer Pass subdivision right on the corner of Atrium Drive across the street from the Countryside Fire Department. The parade itself will step off at 9 a.m. with the national anthem played by one of our local, or sung by one of our local high school students. We always like to, showcase our students. This year we have the Colts Cadets drum and Bugle Corps. We have the Band of the Black Watch. We have the South Shore Drill Team, which was a real hit 2 years ago. There must be 200 kids involved in that with some of the biggest speakers I have ever seen. We have Sam and the Giant Wheel this year, and the Seniors Trolley, and the Ramblers Band, and all the local favorites. We have some new Shriners coming in. And we are still looking for volunteers. We would love to have volunteers on the 4th of July to help us stage the parade and answer questions for residents and stuff. So if you're interested, give me a call.
Well, and so if I were a volunteer, what would that entail? Just getting up a little bit earlier to make sure everything was ready to go?
Well, we meet the night, the parade committee itself meets the night before, where we set up the parade route and do the lineup and stuff. And we have our volunteers come in at that time, give them a briefing of what it is that they're going to do the following day. That's usually around 6 p.m. on Monday night. And then on Tuesday morning, probably at 7 a.m., we're all out there in our little orange vests and guiding people into their zones and their parking areas and answering any questions that they may have and getting them lined up for the parade step off at 9 o'clock.
It's a great way to meet your neighbor and meet other people in town.
Oh, it's fun. We have a blast, and you're volunteering from probably 7 to 11 in the morning. It's good fun. It's a good family fun activity. We have a lot of families that come out and do it with us, but we do always need help on the 4th of July. So
if somebody did want to help or they hadn't done it before, they can just contact you and
call me here at the Village Hall.
Okay, and speaking of things that you can volunteer for, people can sign up to be in the parade, and really there's no cost. You just go online and fill out the form, and you get a spot.
Right. The parade registration is out on our website, and I also send it out in our broadcast email, which goes out every Thursday, so you can register online there. It is free. It's open to any organization, and businesses, local nonprofit charities, schools. Speaking of which, the high school haven't heard from yet, so come on out, kids. So
Yeah, for all the different groups from there, so it's time.
I need my cheerleaders, we need our soccer teams, we need our baseball teams, we need the roller skaters, we need all you guys out to come and make this an event to remember.
It is a fantastic, and when you talk about the different drum and bugle corps that make a stop here, I mean, that's kind of a coup to be able to have these folks, all these kids and the big caravan that comes through for each of these drum and bugle corps, and then you always have to find a way to put them up so they have a place to sleep.
Right. The drum and bugle corps are absolutely a fantastic program. What they do for these kids during the summer is just wonderful. They travel in caravans with buses, 4 or 5 buses, and semi-tractor trailers, and vans, and volunteers, and cook trucks, and thank goodness for District 73, we're able to put them up in the schools here overnight, and we would not be able to have the bands if we couldn't do that. So District 73, kudos to you. We really appreciate all your help, and the Park District as well. Without these two groups or organizations, we would probably have a very good parade.
Well, it is definitely a partnership. The whole town comes together for this. So, well, and another thing we want to talk about is Independence Day does have. We do make it a point to salute our veterans. That's an important thing, and I know that some of one of the American Legion posts is looking for color guard people.
Right. The American Legion Post 1247 is looking for local veterans to participate in the parade and the honor guard. So if there's any local vets out there, please give me a call. I'll get you in contact with the local American Legion Post, and we really need some representation here, folks. So,
And when we talk about that too, we have a job to do on our part too as parade watchers, and I know as a veteran we like to always remind people when that honor guard comes through, they've sacrificed a lot for us, so remind people about the parade etiquette.
yes, parade etiquette. You stand for the American flag, put your hand over your heart, and pay the respects that is due.
Exactly, especially that first one. We'll see a lot of flags, but that first one just really, that's the one for sure. So.
Right, and I, as a retired military veteran, and I'm standing right there as well as with everybody else.
Thank you for that reminder. That's 4th of July parade. That'll be Tuesday, July 4th. If you want to get involved, get involved. If you want to volunteer, volunteer. And you can connect everybody, including the veterans who want to be a part of this. So, well, and other fun stuff going on this summer. French Market, the kind of the open air market is returning to the metro station.
We forgot the 4th of July evening events.
Oh, that's right. Okay, if you've never been here before, that fun goes on all night.
Right, at 6:30 to 9:30 in Century Park, we've got the Big Fun Band, which is sponsored by the Vernon Hills Park District. They'll be playing from 6:30 to 9:30. At 9:30, then we have Melrose Pyrotechnics will be shooting off the 4th of July fireworks. And then after that, I'll go home and rest.
It'll have been a long, fun day.
Long, fun day, yeah.
It's all family friendly. It's all for everybody comes around.
And we have the Boy Scouts out that are selling the glow stick products for as a fundraiser for their troops, and they'll sell water and everything. So it's a nice family affair. Bring the picnic blanket out and cook out there and have a good time.
Yeah, and when you think about it too, those scouts, a portion of that it goes to all their camping and all the things they do to try to make sure that anybody who wants to get involved can get involved. They cover the cost, so it's a nice way to buy a few things. So.
Their annual fundraiser, and they do a really good job.
Okay, now let's talk about French Market over at Metro Station.
June 11th through, I believe, September 16th is the French Market. The hours of operation are 8 a.m. until 1.
It's the Saturdays, right?
It's the Saturdays, and it's at the Metro Station at 75 U.S. Route 45. We've got vendors and everything else, so come on out and take a look at it.
Well, and one more big thing that happens is garage sales start heating up. When the weather heats up, everybody starts doing the garage sales, and you still have Garage Sale Central, a free service that you and the village do just to kind of give us a clearinghouse of all that information.
Right. Permits are no longer required for garage sales in Vernon Hills. There are some limitations on where you can put your signage. But we do offer Garage Sale Central on our website. If you email me your information on a Wednesday, or no later than Wednesday, then I can get it out in a broadcast email on Thursdays, which goes out to about 2,200 residents. So not only do you have your garage sale listed on our website, you have it sent out to 2,200 different residences, and we list community garage sales, estate sales, or anything here within the limits of Vernon Hills can go on Garage Sale Central.
And it's free.
It's free.
Just take the time to do it.
Just email me.
Excellent. And when you mentioned that it goes out on that e-blast, that's another thing. About weekly, you send out information. It has everything from, messages from the schools or whatever you're given. You have a very nice little roundup that people can get in their inbox. So how does one sign up for that?
If you go on to the village's website at www.vernonhills.org, on the bottom of the screen, you're going to see Notify Me. If you go ahead and click on that, you can sign up for the Vernon Hills Update. And then on Thursdays mornings, we send out the update, which includes events, village events, concert information, garage sales central, nonprofit organization activities, information from the College of Lake County to the police department, Swalco events for electronic recycling to chemical events to we send out anything, and that's just one email a week, not to include the other emails during the week that we send out that we feel are important to our residents.
So like more timely, if it's timely news, that's a whole different thing. This is just a nice wrap of things going on from your neighbors and every place else.
Right, and we highly encourage people to sign up not only for garage or for the broadcast email system, but we also have on our website what we call Blackboard Connect. Blackboard Connect is similar to a reverse 911 call. If in case there's an emergency situation within the village of Vernon Hills, we can contact you via phone or via cell phone and advise you of any circumstances. In cases of weather conditions, or if there's chemical spill, or often we may remind residents that the 4th of July Deer Pass subdivision is going to be closed, or there's just a certain activity in your certain area that we can specifically target and contact you via phone. So we highly encourage the Blackboard Connect and the Notify Me on Broadcast Centrals.
Well, and when it comes down to it, you're kind of a clearinghouse of information over here. So if somebody wants to know more, it's always, and you don't know where to go, it never hurts to call you over here at Village Hall.
Call me. Just whatever you got. If I don't know the answer, I can find out the answer. I can get the information that you need, and I'm a wealth of information.
Yeah, you are. You've been here a while. You know what's going on. So that's all. Yeah. That comes with the territory. So thank you for the time. Everybody, make sure you get out. 4th of July. Concerts, garage sale central, everything. There's a lot going on. Just stay informed, enjoy it all, and thank you for the time. And if we have questions, we'll come to you, Lisa. Thank you.
Have a safe and happy summer.
If you have comments or suggestions, please contact Mike Storto at 847-918-3560 or email mikes@vhills.org. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.